Okay, hi guys. This lesson is going to be a little different. This isn't necessarily what's in the book. I'm going to try to give you an idea of what you can do with your calculator and working with matrices. And I will be working with the TI-83 Plus, and this is the recommended calculator they tell you to use. Uh, Really, any graphing calculator will probably work. This calculator is the most popular, and the Texas Instrument calculators are all pretty similar. I know I've had an 82, an 83, 84, 85, and an 86 I've worked with before, and they're all very similar. They're all menu driven. So let's just pick some matrices. I'm just going to go very generic here, and I'm going to come up with some matrices. Let's call this matrix A, and let's say this is matrix B. Pretty simple. 5, 6, 7, 8. The first one was 1, 2, 3. And I want to be able to show you how to do things like if you want to take matrix A plus matrix B. And then we'll do A minus B. And let's even do, let's take, say, 4A. And let's make up another problem, 2A plus 3B. And lastly, we'll do, say, A times B. Now, you're going to find doing all of those operations are pretty simple. And what's going to take you the most time, and if you're not doing, you know, a lot of different problems based off the same matrices, and you may not want to use your calculator, at least not on 2x2s. If you start going to 3x3, 4x4s, and bigger ones, sure, you'd want to do that. Okay, so let's turn it on, and I think you can barely see my screen there. But the first thing I'm going to do, I've got to enter these two matrices. So let's start with A, and if you'll notice right here in the yellow, it says matrix. So I've got to hit the yellow button and matrix. And then what pops on the screen along the top, you got names, math, edit. Okay, well, I want to go to edit, so I'm going to cursor over, and I'm going to edit matrix A. This says number 1A. Okay, so I basically hit enter at that point, and you'll notice it says 2x2. Once I hit that, it says matrix A. So right now I'm going to define what matrix A is. My cursor is flashing at this point at a 2, and then there's an X, X for times, and 2. These are the dimensions of the matrix. So I want a 2x2, but if I wanted to make it a 3x3, I just got 3. I hit enter, and 3, and you'll notice down in here it changes to a 3x3. Well, as it is, I want a 2x2, so I'll go back and I'll change this back to a 2x2. Once you have the dimensions, that sets up this matrix here, and there's numbers that are in here, but that's from a previous matrix, some other problem I was doing. So we start in the upper left-hand corner. I want a 1 there, so I'm going to hit 1. Notice down here at the bottom, it'll say 1 comma 1 equals 1. That means first row, first column, I want to put a 1. So there's a 5 there now. So I'm going to hit that, I'm going to hit enter. And you'll notice there's a 1 there. And now I've got this highlight over here, and on my calculator it's a 6. So that's the first row, second column. So I want to make the first row, second column, I want to make that into a 2. So I'll hit 2, hit enter. Then we go down here, we want a 3, so I'm going to hit 3 and enter. That's the second row, first column. And now second row, second column, I want a 4. Okay, and we're all set. Now, this is where a lot of people get confused, because what do you do from here? How do you get out of this? Well, you have to go back. If you look up on top, right above, there's a mode key, and above it in the yellow it says quit. So you want to go second, quit, and now I'm back to my main screen. Okay, so matrix A is in the memory someplace. Now let's go back and put B in there. Okay, so I'm going to follow the same steps. Okay, I'm going to get the matrix, so I got to hit the yellow button, matrix. I'm going to go across to edit. And right now it's got, the first one is matrix A. I've already got that in. I want to go to B, so I cursor down. And I'm going to hit enter. Now it's ready for me to start putting in whatever I need to put in. So again, it's a 2 by 2. So I'm going to hit enter there. Enter there. Now my matrix, I'm going to put these numbers in. 5, 6, 7, 8. So 5, enter. 6, enter. 7, enter. 8, enter. So matrix B, 5, 6, 7, 8, I'm done. How do we get out of that? The yellow button, second, quit. Okay, so now we have the two matrices in. Now I'm ready to start doing my work. Okay, so I need matrix A in there. Okay, so now we go to our matrix button again. So remember along the top it says names, it says math, and it says edit. So I want matrix A. So to get that, I'm simply going to hit the enter key and look what happens. I'm back to the main screen, but now along the bottom, you've got A inside brackets. That means matrix A. What do I want to do with that? Well, according to my problem over here, I want to add, so I'm going to hit plus. Add to what? Matrix B. Let's go back, second, matrix. I want B this time. I hit enter. Now it says A plus B, and I'm going to hit enter. It's going to do the work for me. Here's my answer. Can you see a 2 by 2 matrix right there? It's 6, 8, 10, and 12. 6, 8, 10, and 12. Now, obviously, I could have taken 1 plus 5 and gotten 6, 2 plus 6 got 8, 3 plus 7 got 10, and 4 plus 8 and got 12. It's much easier to just do it by looking at it. But as your matrices get harder, you might want to rely on this. Plus, this is a good way to check your answers if nothing else. Let's go for the second one. So I want to subtract this time. So I got to go second, matrix. I want A. This time I'm going to subtract, second, matrix. This time I want B, so I'll go down to B. I hit enter. My screen says A minus B. And there's my answers. They're all -4. Let's say I wanted to take 4A, so it's scalar multiplication. So I'm going to put 4 times second matrix. I want A. And you see 4A. I hit enter again. And my answers are 4, 8, 12, 16. Again, you could have looked at and got that yourself. Okay, now, when you start getting problems like this, 2A plus 3B, now it's going to start making sense using a calculator. So I want a 2 second matrix A plus 3 second matrix. I want B this time, so I gotta go down to here. Enter. 2A plus 3B. Enter. My answers are 17, 22,